Howdy, and welcome to this Life Lesson Friday episode of the Confidence Through Health podcast. Today, I want to talk about when you know your goals, when you know what you're passionate about, when you know what you want to achieve, and you start to put that plan together. You're I know, and you're going to hit obstacles. You're going to hit things that come up that you're not expecting, and they're going to try to derail you. They're going to try and take you out of the process. And what do you do at that point? And really, the biggest thing to do is to remember why you want to achieve that and to be relentless about not letting things get in the way. And that's a big word. It's a big word. It's like commitment, it's like discipline. Relentless is like, I'm just going after it. And you can try and stop me, and you're not going to. And if you get in the way, I'm going to find a way around you. And approaching those things that you're truly passionate about, that actually becomes very easy. And a big reason why I think a lot of people struggle with their health, because let's face it, I coach people on health and nutrition and exercise and all that. And I will tell you, all the information you need is out there on the internet for free. You just have to find it. And then you have to apply it to your life. And then you have to be relentless about saying, this is what I want to achieve. And if you can't be relentless about it, then in my estimation, you line up with 80 to 90% of people in our society when it comes to our health. There are a lot of people out there who will tell me, almost every client that I talk to tells me, I know what I'm supposed to do. And my response, why aren't you doing it? Is my question. My question is not, what do you need to do? Or do you know how to eat healthy? Or do you know what healthy foods are versus unhealthy foods? Or do you know how much exercise you should be doing, or how to do these specific exercises, or that you should be doing cardio and strength work? Or it's not asking all of those questions. My biggest question is, what gets in your way of doing what you know you're supposed to be doing? And life has so many different answers for that. And that's so different for each person. But if you want something, and to steal something from Dave Ramsey with the financial piece side of things, one of the things he says over and over and over, and he's famous for, is you don't make a change until you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. And a big instigator for a lot of people with their health, in something that does make people actually change, is having a major health issue, like a heart attack, like a major cancer bout, like things like that force people to say, wait a minute, I have to make a change. And a lot of people make a change at that, but that's a very expensive motivating factor. And so what is it going to take for you to say, I want to be relentless about this? Because there are people that are absolutely relentless about their careers, right? There are people that are absolutely relentless about their health. They're absolutely relentless about relationships in all different parts of life. There are people that are absolutely relentless about things. But most of us, especially in the US and in other Western areas, aren't relentless about our health. And we just take it for granted that we're going to wake up the next day and that everything's going to be fine until we have that moment. And if we were relentless about making sure that we ate properly, that we drank enough liquids to stay hydrated and the proper things, and had the right vitamins and nutrient intake, and got the movement and exercise that we need. And I'm not talking about like bodybuilding or being a marathon runner or those things. Those are exceptional on the scale. I'm talking about just movement, right? Just basics. If we do those things, we stay healthy. But all the statistics and numbers show that the vast majority of Americans, the vast majority of people in a Western society are not doing those things. And most of them are just behavior changes. And it's because, in my opinion, we're not relentless about being healthy. We just see it as a side effect, right? And because if you were relentless about it, the rate of obesity would be minimal in our country and it would not be increasing. But most people are not. And most people don't understand what that means to be relentless about it, about about their health. And a lot of people don't understand what it means to be relentless about anything, about that type of desire to achieve whatever that goal is. And being relentless, as I said, basically means get out of my way. I'm achieving this no matter what. And my goals, as I've said multiple times, and I've achieved some of them because a couple of years ago, I would have told you my goal is to win a national title in my age group. And I've done that 3 times now. So my goal is to continue to do that, but to get faster and be able to achieve a medal at a world level event. And one day, God willing, set a world record in my age group. And so what I do is I operate in a relentless manner towards those things. It's not 24/7. And my wife might tell you, like, I think about running 24/7. I don't think about running 24/7. But in the moments when I'm thinking about running, I'm thinking about running. In the moments when I'm training, I'm thinking about running. I'm thinking about hitting that goal. I'm thinking about, am I doing the right thing to hit that goal? Am I moving the needle forward? And sometimes it's moving the needle forward is not always going as fast as you can, right? Because there's rest, there's recovery, there's doing things properly. But the relentless attitude towards it is what we need to adopt. And when it comes to health, which is, what I focus on with people, we're not relentless enough as a society. And so that's why we just keep getting sicker. So this one's a tough one because a lot of people will say, I'm a hard worker. I really do this. I struggle with it. Like, but if you look at it, you're going to realize that you struggle a lot with the health side of things. And we shouldn't from a pure education standpoint because all the information's out there. Can it be confusing? Yes. Is there mixed stuff out there? Yes. Is there stuff that is trying to mislead you? Absolutely. But if you do a little bit of research, you find the right people and listen to them, and I consider myself one of those people, then you're going to get good results if you're relentless about it. And does it take discipline? Yes. Does it take commitment? Yes. Does it put you outside of the norm? Absolutely. But if normal is obese, diabetic, waiting for a heart attack, expecting cancer to happen at some time in the next 10 years of your life, if those things are normal, which statistics say they are, I don't want to be normal. I don't want to be normal at all. I don't have anything to do with it. And that's the relentless attitude that we need to have. And that's exactly the way I am. And that's why people are like, oh, how do you do this? How do you do that? How are you so focused on these things? How can you go sit down at a Mexican food restaurant and not have chips and salsa? How can you? And yeah, in the past, did I have those things? Absolutely, because in the past I wasn't paying attention. But for the last 9 years, as I've operated my business in the I think it's 5 or 6 years that I've done this podcast, 6 years that I've done this podcast, all the things like everything is now like, okay, I get it. I understand. The light bulb's gone off. Like my degrees in exercise physiology and these things have started to come back up in my life away from the corporate world that I was in. And now it's like, okay, I understand it. And so I have no doubt in my mind that I will set an age group world record in running. But I also know that that probably won't happen until I'm 90, 95, 100 years old into one of those age groups, maybe 105. Because there's a lot of fast people out there. I get that. I know that. There's a lot of people. But I'm relentless about trying to achieve that. And so I know everything I do now as a 51-year-old has to sustain my body till I get to that point, till I get to that age. Double the lifespan that I've already lived is where I'm looking to be able to have those achievements. And so it's that relentless attitude. There are things that we can be relentless about, that we have been relentless about, and they may have been short term, right? A short term goal that we were very relentless about and we achieved it. Go back and remember that and say, what was it about that that drove me to be that relentless? And how did I get myself to be able to say, no, I don't need that. I don't need that. I'm just, those distractions, cut them out of the way, get them out of the way. Blinders on. This is what I'm after. And be relentless about it. And when you can do that with your health will change for the positive, for the better. And you'll start seeing results in all aspects of your life. But that's the biggest key is you've got to come to a way to be relentless about doing the proper things in your life that are going to get you what you want to achieve. And more than likely, once you hit that point, you're going to get there faster than you realize, faster than you think is possible. And you're going to do things you didn't think was possible before. So that's the life lesson for this Friday's episode. Be relentless towards your goals, and you will achieve them. I don't know when, but you will